Sora is the big video producing, let's say, AI model from OpenAI. And what we saw was really, 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 let's say, interesting, or let's say, yeah, amazing, right? The results from Sora were fantastic. And a lot of other video models out there. And we played around with Runway, Pika, Kyber, Hyper. There's so many Pixelverse, or how is it called? Pixelverse, I don't. So many models out there where you can make videos for free today, but they cannot keep up with Sora. And now a Chinese company showed a model that can. And yeah, I mean, we should maybe take a look at this model called Vidu. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I think we do probably remember a lot of these videos from Sora already, and several of these videos here are definitely made to be compared with videos coming from Sora. So they created videos in the same style like Sora videos, just to show they can keep up.
They all look amazing, and obviously as somebody's watching visually, you're like, wow, look at all of these things being imagined, being created. The one thing I always, with the more and more stuff we've watched, is how short the video clips are. So, it's if somebody's looking to build a story in continuity, you can create these small little clips that are, yes, impressive, but yeah, if we all know, if you're making a story, you need to be able to make this character several times in several different setups and scenes.
The point is, that was given as a hint in the presentation that was in Beijing on Saturday, as far as I know, that they are creating at the moment, I think, up to 20 seconds or something around that. Sora is already creating up to a minute, but the main thing here is consistency. Is a person who's walking, for example, is that a full walk cycle, or is that the leg just disappearing somewhere, and sometimes a third or fourth leg is coming out? Is that believable, what we see here? And well, yeah, still some itches and little glitches and whatever, but well, I think it's damn good.
Yeah, it's getting there, definitely. From what we've seen, it's pretty remarkable when you look at where we were 2 years ago with warp fusion
Oh yeah.
and what was being put out then. But as I've said before, we still need to see these products come to market and see what it's going to end up costing to render that 1 minute of video.
100%.
Yes.
The question about money and the pure amount of calculation power that is needed is for sure very important here, because if you really want to produce with that, you will always come to this point like, how much does it cost me? And that's another big topic for today. How much is really being outputted by the video model, or do I still have to do post-production with it?
That's what I thought was very interesting with the article that the people that did the balloon, the Canadian production company, and read the interview, and I thought it was very interesting. They said they used everything that you're going to see in that video, 1 out of every 300 pieces that they generated. And having generated content for these videos, and then it needed color correction, some of them, it's amazing what was done, but for somebody to think that they just typed in a prompt and it spit this thing out, it is not that way at all. Like, there was still, you're looking 1 out of 300. This is a ton of content that was generated just to get this piece. So it's not just turnkey to where, like, you made this video in an hour worth of work. I mean, they had a small team, it sounded like, that did it. And it's regardless, it's super impressive, but these people that think like it's not a talent to make these things, you're seeing a lot of talent taking place because it's very creative. It's just very advanced.
Well, we will see whenever they feel that we are trustworthy enough to release it to us. And I
For
think that
example,
the end of our show, or do you have closing comments, Chris?
Well, just shortly, yes. I think that's exactly the point at the moment. We will have to see how the process of filmmaking will evolve. How much can we really hand over to an AI model, and how much do we have to do with our own hands? So maybe it's a very good news for all the VFX producers that thought maybe that they're already out of business. So it's really staying very interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, I think what's also interesting is that one can duplicate some of this with present tools like Runway if you continue to do multiple generations and you're lucky enough to get something that looks good.
For
Yeah.
me, for the future, instead of what I would love to see, instead of now talking about film pilots, movies, these huge 50 million, $100 million budgets, seeing what, 100,000, 500,000, these small teams of people being built and really being able to churn out content, because that's really where we're going, is so much content can be created. How about having I think they're reassessing a lot of different things, and people should have some budgets that they can really put some stuff together. And I think you can do a lot with a much smaller budget in prior years that you were needing to do. So I hope film people are looking at this as not everything's going to be necessarily super cheap, but much more efficient